Hey, this is Danny from Scare Talk. Before we get into all the horror greatness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the host site that we use to record our podcast. Anchor will upload your podcast to Apple and Spotify and many other listening platforms. Anchor is completely free, and you can download the app or go to the website, anchor.fm, and you can record straight on there. There's also some cool editing tools that you can use. Did I mention that it's free? Yeah, so if you want to make a podcast, Anchor is the way to go. Go check it out. Now, for the spooky stuff.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Alright, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I am here once again with Carnage, Katrina.
Wow. Hello.
I think that'll go well for the movie we're going to talk about. Okay, so we just got done seeing Don't Breathe 2 in the theater. Katrina, who was in this?
All right, we've got none other than Stephen Lang in this movie as the blind man. And he has been in other films such as Tombstone and Manhunter. Then we've got Brendan Sexton III. And he has been in films such as Boys Don't Cry and Empire Records.
All right.
And then we've got the little gal, Madeline Grace. And she has been in Grey's Anatomy and Bunked.
Okay.
Okay. The writer, Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
And Rodo Sayegas.
Okay.
Fede has also written Evil Dead and The Girl in the Spiderwebs.
All right.
And then we've got Rodo, who has also written Evil Dead and Don't Breathe.
All right.
That's all I got for you, buddy. Oh, the director is Rodo as well.
Okay. He did not direct the first Don't Breathe. I think Fede Alvarez directed the first Don't Breathe.
He is listed as the producer.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, so this sequel is set in the years following the initial Deadly Home invasion, where Norman Nordstrom, so I guess he has a name. I didn't know he had a name.
I think they said his name in the first one.
Did they?
Yeah, because they said who they were going to rob. They were looking him up and everything.
Okay. Well, then why don't they have that as his name for the cast? Why is he the blind man?
I don't know. Is he the blind? Is he?
Yeah, that's what it says. Anyways, where Norman Nordstrom lives in quiet solace until his past sins catch up to him.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder if they say it in the beginning when the one gal is there. Maybe she says his name.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. There's a lady who picks up Phoenix or drops off stuff for them at their house and plants, I believe.
Yeah.
They have like a greenhouse at their house. Okay, so I really like this. What about you?
Yeah, I liked it. Not at all what I was expecting.
Yeah. And from the trailer, I was expecting it to be different because the trailer made it look like he was kind of going to be a hero.
Oh, okay.
So,
you did tell me that it was not going to involve the same storyline.
Yeah, it was a different story. The same, same guy. He has the same history and everything, but a completely different story as far as the other characters.
Yeah.
I liked the story. I thought it was pretty basic at first, and then I thought, okay, this is going to be kind of basic and kind of straight to the point. But it takes a couple of turns.
Yeah, and I appreciated the turns because although I was trying to figure out the whole time the relation.
Yeah.
I liked how it went.
Yeah.
Because it was not something I expected. It wasn't something that was anything that was going to be able to be predictable.
Yeah, it was not a predictable movie. I didn't know how it was going to end. I kind of didn't know what they were going to do. Yeah, it was not predictable. The only thing the trailer gave away was that it was going to be very different. It wasn't going to be the same characters. And so, go into it not expecting like your typical sequel follow-up.
Yeah, even though you told me it wasn't going to be that, I was still wondering and kind of waiting to see if there would be some other appearances.
Right. Okay, so some specific things I really liked was just the brutality of it.
Yeah.
It was very it wasn't, I wouldn't say the kills and stuff were super creative, just really gruesome, and like every punch and stab is just like you can like feel it. It's like so loud, and
that's part of that theater experience too. It's like so much.
Yeah. And I guess his name is Norman. I like calling him the blind man. The blind man was so cool in this one. I thought he was way more blind. I feel like they showed. Really? I feel like they showed his traveling around more. Like he was having to walk around and like feel for stuff, and
I felt that more in the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I really
in this one.
See, in this one, I thought they lost a little bit of that creepiness of him being blind.
Well, yeah. There is that.
And to me, it wasn't. I felt like at points you forgot that he was blind in this one. I didn't. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He was the blind man in the first one.
Yeah, he's not
in
blind
this one. He was just Norman at some points. No, this one I definitely I got the opposite feeling.
Yeah, I feel like because in this one he's having to move around more. Like he's having to go to different environments and different rooms, and he's put in a lot of different situations where you can see that he's not able to, he doesn't know what's going on around him, and he's having to feel around, and it's like, if you could only just do that, but you're blind. Like that's how I was feeling.
That's funny. I felt like that way more in the first one. Way more.
Well, in the first one, they had more of that tension with like him standing there and then the people kind of around him. They had more of that.
Yeah, but even so, he was having to like feel around, and he was really having to know his environment.
Yeah.
And I felt like in this one, there were times that he looked so clearly and perfectly that I was like, okay, he almost seemed like he could see right there. And there were a number of times that I was like, okay, you're forgetting that you're blind.
Yeah.
You made it too clear of how
Yeah.
well, instead of like in the vicinity, it was like dead on.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the only time he did that, though, was when there was a noise.
Mm-mm.
No?
No, it was when there was a bright light, too.
Oh, okay. Well,
And it makes sense that he can see that there's a difference.
Yeah.
But again, it would be in the vicinity. And same with the noise. It would be in the vicinity, but not straight dead on.
He's
where the last
he's like a superhero, kind of.
I felt like that at the end of this movie. I was like, all right, I feel like there can't be a sequel. And then I thought, well, who knows? Yeah. You know, or not a sequel, but a
next one. Like
triquel or something.
Trilogy.
There we go. Yeah, because who knows? I mean, look how many Halloweens there are.
That's true.
So I wasn't actually thinking
did give me
superhero.
some Michael Myers vibes with how he would walk around and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't quite thinking superhero, but I was thinking like
like a typical horror character.
Horror villain.
Icon. So I liked all the violence was crazy. I liked him a lot. I thought he did good acting too. Mm-hmm. And just his character. Like, I like his character.
Yeah.
The little girl, I liked her a lot. I'm trying to think of who she reminds me of. I think she was in Little Miss Sunshine. Zombieland. She's in Zombieland. Anyways, when she was younger, that girl. That's who she reminded me of.
Okay.
But I thought she did a good job too.
Yeah.
Did you like her?
Yeah. I was trying to let you give all your ahead. Positives.
No, we can go back and forth.
Yeah, what I really liked was that there was no one side that you were on. Mm-hmm. It's like you were connected to all the characters.
Right.
There was one character that you were like, oh, forget you.
Yeah.
But you only got that after you got the full storyline.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, I mean, like throughout, you're really cheering for every character.
You're like, okay, I'm cheering for him. Oh, wait, no, maybe I'm cheering for him.
Yeah.
No, wait, I don't,
and it's like, develops. Oh, man, poor guy. Oh, poor girl. Oh, like,
yeah.
And it really showed how much you got connected with the characters. All of them had great acting, I thought.
Yeah.
Except for the one, or I don't want to give anything away.
Okay.
But one of the characters, I'll tell you during spoilers.
Not as good of acting?
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't a fan of.
Okay.
And maybe just because of the role.
Yeah. Yeah. But. Okay. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. The character development in like just an hour and a half movie, and there didn't have to be any real, because the movie starts pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like, things pick up pretty fast, and throughout all the chaos, you're learning about the characters as you go through it. So that's cool. There wasn't like, okay, let's build these characters up, and then the chaos.
And then start, yeah.
Which is usually like the formula. But in this one, you're learning as the chaos is happening. So, I thought that was cool. It's a dark movie. And, like, I mean, he's blind.
Like, literally?
But yeah, it's literally dark. And, I mean, I think maybe that's kind of purposeful because he's blind. And so, it's kind of, gives you that same vibe maybe that you're, trying to relate with him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it takes place in Detroit. And I think that it's supposed to give that vibe too. It's kind of grimy and
that was one thing that was a little too much to me.
Okay.
Like when they went to town, and it was like, this is a little exaggerated. Like,
I mean, they had to film it. These places are real.
No, I was exaggerated. It was like to the extreme, and there wasn't even that many people around, so it was just it was exaggerated for sure.
Okay. Did you like how it ended? I mean, we're not going to say how it ended right now, but
I'm like trying to remember how it ended. We literally just got out of the theater and came home and did this, but I'm now already like, wait, how did it end?
I don't know if that's a good sign.
It's just, it's what time? Almost 12 a.m.
Yeah.
And
you're tired.
Yeah, and I'm not good at like remembering details.
Okay.
I mean, I remember the end, but I'm trying to remember the specific details. If there was like a bam, that's how it ended.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there was
other...
any bams.
Not really. Any other positives?
No, I mean, overall, I felt like the entire movie was a positive for me. I really enjoyed the experience. I liked that there weren't too many serious, like, jump scares, like ridiculous jump scares. There was enough. There was one that I was like, okay, you always have to throw in at least one jump scare. But, for the most part, there weren't too many, and I just don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that.
I thought, I don't know which movie had more suspense or tension. I feel like this one did a good job, but I don't know if I would say it had.
I think the first one had more tension.
Yeah.
This one had more story.
Yeah.
Definitely more story. Definitely kept me. I just felt more invested in this one.
Okay.
I liked the acting better.
Okay.
And I liked the characters better.
Okay.
But the first one definitely had that tension.
Yeah.
And that like I had like a weight on my chest the whole time during the first one.
Yeah. Imagine if we saw that in theaters. Because we watched that at home.
And not really even a weight, but like holding my breath so much of the time.
Yeah. Something else I liked that I can't believe I forgot is the dogs.
Ugh.
I like the dog stuff, like his relationship with his dog. And like, I don't know, I feel like that was cool, and his like he just loves dogs.
Yeah. I liked the relationship he had with his dog better in this one than the last one. Mm-hmm. I just can't say I'm a fan of that dog. I don't know if it was the same dog or a different dog, but it's too Cujo-like. Yeah, it really is He's too like much for me.
I think. Yeah.
Whatever he is, I'm not a fan of that dog. Yeah. And it's just too much for me. It's like...
Is it like too loud, like too aggressive and too...
And it just... Ugh. I don't know. It takes away from my connection to the movie. Mm. The other dog I liked.
Okay, yeah.
The other dog was a little... And I don't know, maybe it's that look of the dog. I don't know what it was, but maybe he was too scary for me.
Yeah.
Maybe he was, but because he was definitely Cujo.
Yeah.
Like Cujo-like for sure. And then, I mean, even his spiked collar and everything.
Yeah.
The other dog I could handle, and I really connected with it.
Yeah. I thought it was cool how they used him.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah. I thought that was also like very interesting.
Yeah. It had some clever stuff. Right when you think like, okay, how is this going to work out? Like how...
Well, I kept thinking he's going to use the dog that way way earlier. It took him a long time to catch on to what he could do. And I'm like, wow, that took you a while for this like genius Navy guy that clearly has a connection to dogs.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you didn't figure that out before? Thought that's what you were doing the first time.
Okay, let's talk about some of the things we didn't really like. That dog, I guess.
The first dog was upsetting, but not really, I didn't like the exaggeration of the town. Okay. I felt like it was just too much. It made it like you were trying too hard to be creepy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there were parts in the movie that I was like, man, okay, this is going to be something I bring up that I don't like. And then by the end of the movie, it was like, oh, they explained it, or, you know, so it was like everything that I thought I wasn't liking, it got summed up.
Right.
And so I appreciated that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. Like I said, it was like, okay, like this is kind of quick and basic, and, you know, is this what the movie is going to be?
Yeah.
And then it goes a lot in a few different directions, so then it made more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you didn't like the acting of one of the characters.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was necessarily the acting or just that character.
Yeah.
But that her acting also felt exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, okay, you're just taking stereotypical things and just making that what it is, you know?
It didn't bother me. It made the side that I took a little easier.
That's true. That's the thing is, it was beneficial to the story.
Yeah.
In you didn't want to connect with that character.
Right.
You didn't want to have any kind of liking of that character. Yeah. And so it made it real easy to not like her and not trust her.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple of scenes. This is kind of specific. It's not really spoilers, but there's one scene where one of the characters gets his mouth and like nose glued, so he can't breathe. And one of the other characters, instead of just like
cutting it, that's what I thought he was going to do. Jabbing
whatever, the screwdriver or whatever it was he had into his mouth to open it up. He stabs him in the cheek. To open up a hole on the side of his mouth. And I thought, okay, what?
Why did you do that? I know.
Why would that be what you do? Like, it just...
I thought that was really weird, too.
That was kind of dumb.
And I was really expecting... What was funny is because of what he got to do it, I was really expecting him to stab up the nose, up the nostrils, because it was the perfect size for that.
Yeah.
I was like, what was that about? And I thought it was going to be because they just wanted him to still die. But then...
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, he was able to free himself better than this guy did. So why didn't he just do that in the first place?
That part was just kind of weird.
It was just for
the shock value of, getting stabbed in the cheek. So that part was kind of dumb.
I agree.
You know, I liked the movie a lot, but it was really not a necessary movie.
How many movies are necessary?
Like, there didn't need to be a sequel to that first film. If you're not going to continue with that same story.
Well, and especially with how they left that first one off.
Yeah.
They really need to finish that up. And I felt like it was a little bit lazy to not finish that up. Maybe not lazy, but like... Did you just lose your inspiration on that?
Yeah, maybe.
Or, you know, because they left it open for that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, let's just tell a different story.
Yeah.
They're like, we had a lot of fun with this, so let's just keep it this way.
Right. And I feel like this is way more creative. The story that was told here was way more creative than just going with the same story.
Kind of, but they could have done a whole, like... him having to hunt her down while being blind, like that was gonna be,
that could have been cool.
Yeah,
and so that's what I mean, like it could have just ended there. If you're not gonna go and follow up with what actually happened in the first film with a sequel, then sequel's not really necessary. So, and I thought it's kind of a knock, but I liked it though, so.
I thought that it would be connected by the daughter.
By the little girl.
And I don't know if I'm spoiling too much.
No.
That was something that I just kept thinking, like, how? Like,
how are they going to do this?
Could they? And I was trying to remember the end of the other one. I feel like this could have been a movie in itself.
Yeah.
And they didn't even have to have him as the blind man.
Yeah.
They could have had a different blind man, like Sam Elliott or something.
I think this guy's a little more badass than Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott's he's not gonna be able to do this like physical acting and stuff.
He's a Western
cowboy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like wizard, like a Western wizard. He could pull it all off. Yeah. He would just be hunting them down. Like a sheriff.
I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys do in the future, though, because don't know if there's going to be another Don't Breathe, but
probably not.
Evil Dead I liked that one. Then you had these two Don't Breathe movies, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next.
We'll see. It's hit and miss for me.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of the Don't Breathe, but that Evil Dead, it's a little much.
Any other negatives?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
Like I said, anything that could have been a negative, they summed it up.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking, okay, when are they going to make this news story relevant? Did they just do that just to make us think that it's this and not that? And then
just to throw you off.
Yeah, so it was really, really anything that I thought. I mean, I could pick apart some of the kills or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get all detailed like that. But everything that happened, I was thinking I was going to have as a negative turned out to be a pretty positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you go and see it and kind of get like, oh gosh, this is kind of lame, wait for it.
Yeah, wait for it. And then wait for it again.
Yeah.
Continue to wait for it because it all works out in the end.
Yeah. Really cool story. Okay, I don't think we need to go into spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think
well, sorry guys. I told you.
You said there was the one actor or actress.
Yeah, but I was going to be more detailed about my
critique.
Yeah, I guess about not that, but just little things, but I don't know. I don't need to be. Yeah, just go see the movie.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it here.
Okay.
What do you want to grade it?
So, I think I'll grade it. I think I'll give it a 90.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
I was going to say 89.
You gave the last one like a 70 something.
What? Did I really?
Yeah.
I don't remember what I grade things. Okay. I'm in a good mood tonight, so. Well, because I wouldn't want to necessarily watch it again, but of the ones that I would watch again, I'd watch this one before the first one.
Okay.
So I definitely want to give this one a higher score than the first one. I'll stick with I'll do an 86.
Okay. Yeah, I think you did like a 78 or 79.
Okay, then 86 is good for this. Okay. I couldn't remember what I did. I thought I did like an 85, so then I'm like, well, I want to give it higher.
Anyway. Well, I'm going to do 85.
Okay.
Which is the same score.
Okay.
As the first one.
Maybe I need to have a little spreadsheet where I can know what I've scored things.
I thought it was just as good, but completely different.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive. You don't get sequels that are really different from the original that are just as good.
Yeah.
That's so rare.
Yeah, and I usually will not like a sequel better than the first.
Yeah. Yeah, so you think it was even better.
Oh, yeah. So. Well, like I said, and this is the thing. You have to decide what you like about a movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of all the characters in the first one.
Right.
And it really threw me off having Clay. in there. And having him be so similar to his role as Clay.
Yeah.
And then it also was like so much tension that it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I need a little bit of ease.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that is it. Go check us out on Facebook at Scare Talk Podcast, on Twitter at Scare Talk Pod, and on Instagram at Scare Talk. And we are also on YouTube, so you can go listen to some of our episodes on there. Joel's kind of slacking on that. He's still on his LOA right now. We don't have a lot of our episodes up there, but you can go and listen to some of them. Yeah, and that's it.
And if you enjoy us, stay tuned. There's going to be a new podcast coming out.
Yes.
For us listeners that are more on my level.
Yeah, so
where the scary movies are a little much.
Yeah, we'll be reviewing different kinds of movies.
Yes. We'll calm it down.
Okay. Well, that's it. This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let Norman bite.
Oh.